Autumn. It's one of the best times of year to be out on the bank. As the temperature drops and the days shorten, the carp's natural instinct is to feed up in preparation for the colder months, when food is less readily available. If you get it right at this time of year, you can really reap the rewards of the autumn harvest. So here are some ways you can get the most out of your carp fishing in autumn. As the water cools, the carp tend to spend less time in the margins, weed and snags, and more time in the open water, searching out the natural food larder contained within the silt. These areas are also slower to cool down, so the carp seek them for comfort as well as for a feed. Whilst in the spring and summer, carp are often found on the end of the wind. In autumn, they can more frequently be found backing off the windward end and seeking shelter on the back or the side of the wind. Boilies play a big part in carp fishing in autumn, down to the simple fact that they offer what the carp need at this time of year. They are highly nutritious and full of proteins and fats, along with a host of other beneficial micronutrients that the carp crave to see them through the winter. During the summer, the carp see a lot of angling pressure, and bright baits and fluoro pop-ups, etc. account for a lot of fish. This is why it can pay to change things up for autumn, and a match the hatch hookbait can stand you in good stead for tripping up the more wary, larger fish. Something like our barrel wafters are perfect, as they sit nicely above the silt whilst being subtle enough not to spook the carp. If you have to fish a pop-up, then a matching hookbait rather than a bright one is the ideal choice at this time of year. Preparation is key in autumn, and if you can regularly bait spots you know the carp visit, then you can really maximise your chances of a big hit. The more a carp can eat your bait without getting caught, the more confident they become in eating it. And if they find food regularly in an area, they are more likely to visit that spot when you have your rigs in place. Also, if you start applying bait now, it can really pay off in the winter, as the carp will continue to feed in these areas as long as you keep feeding your spots. Lastly, there is no better time of year to be prepping your baits with liquids and powders. You're competing with the natural food and fishing in the silt. This can often mask the smell of the bait, as the silt can soak in and taint the bait, which can then be missed by the carp. Prepping baits with liquids stops this from happening, as the bait can't take on any smells from the lake bed. Adding the powders creates an active crust on the bait, which further enhances its pulling power, so the carp find it hard to resist. If you put in the effort during the autumn months, you can enjoy fantastic results. The carp are in their best condition and worth every effort. Time spent watching the water and prepping areas can mean the difference between failure and a season to remember.